Yo, good morning. What's up? What's up? New week, time to work. We'll do a quick little recap before we get, I guess, the opening. 1 hour time frame. Yesterday, really just consolidated it a little bit. We'll go to the 4 hour quick. We were talking about this 4 hour inversion here we created, right? We close above it here. We actually come back down into it. And you'll notice that we do wick into this actual bullish 4 hour, but we're still holding this inversion here. So what I'm really watching is after we've created this, right? We create this swing low, we then accelerate again on a 1 hour chart. As we leave this 4 hour fair value gap, we create a 1 hour here. And that's what you see brought up. So right now, that's really what I'm looking at. Right, we also have yesterday's low. So we've cleared yesterday's low and we're inside of a discount inefficiency. Basically, I'm trying to see if we create some type of bullish framework here to now target buy side. Is kind of what I would like to see. Because if we look, we've picked up sell side here and here as well, and we've left behind some buy side targets that we could target. So I'd like to see if we can't get into those. Kind of been following this, right? Just kind of seeing what we're doing and respecting these premiums as of now. Best case scenario is we get something to kind of run out this low at 9:30, and then we reverse and get back above the 1 hour, and then we could possibly use that. We'll see what we get. No high impact news today, so kind of relying purely on price action alone. Yeah, it'd be interesting. NQ a lot lower right now than ES is, so. A little bit of SMT at the highs as well, so we'll kind of have to be a little nimble with our bias this morning. Right, if we look here at this hourly from basically Thursday, compare that to NQ, dollar has just cleared some highs. So if dollar starts going lower, that'd be nice for that rise. But if we look at NQ, we clear the high. We're here in ES, we failed to clear it. So ideally, I'd like to return for those highs and not create the SMT, but we'll see what we get here. Right, as we mentioned, the dollar is pretty wicky. We've wicked through highs and we're trying to retrace. So I'd like to see dollar actually start running for lows. And Q, on the other hand, pretty aggressively selling off. So a little mixed off the opening. The significance of IR. So an immediate rebalance, right? What we would use that for is, let's say that we're bullish. We can use NQ real quick. So what we're talking about is this daily candle here, right? If price is really bullish and it wants to hold this fair value gap, what the immediate rebalance would do is we hit this candle's high, right? That's really all price would want to reach into. So we wouldn't see price start to continue to reach deeper into this candle. So basically, we just want to kind of gauge what price does here in this area. Because if it shows on lower time frames that it wants to, right, basically reverse and start attacking all the SPY side, that'll just be a good indication that we are looking for bullish order flow to continue. So 9:30's just happened. Let's see here. So far, really what we wanted to see, right? We want to see this low get cleared. And now we want to see some type of bullish indication. For me, closing above this fair value gap would be good because we've used it already once and it's also a swing point. So I'd like to see a closure above that and a close above this, indicating a bullish shift in structure. And then we could possibly, honestly, go in right away. We'll see. Depending on how we get, right? It all relies on us getting through this with displacement. As we mentioned, no news. So if we kind of want to just consolidate here, that's a possibility. So we really need to wait for the confirmation. You can see how we're playing right on that old daily low as well. So a few areas of liquidity here, which is why I'd like to really see if we can get some reversal signature. Especially because we've left behind some highs now. Here, equal highs here. And still we have these equal highs left from basically the in-between session, London and New York. That'd be best case scenario, right? External range kind of. External range is really here, equal highs. But I like these equal highs as well. As of now, though, that premium fair value gap still holding us, so we can move this because we really don't need to see that. As we mentioned earlier, if we do create SMT at the highs and we want to go lower, I still think the 1 hour should give us a good indication. So closure underneath that 1 hour, right? I'd start looking for lows in here, potentially this one. As of now, though, we'll see what we get. Still playing on that low. Closure above this, I'd really like to use that. 2.5 handle stop maybe. And then as we said, this is external range, or not even external range, but just some straight edge. If we were to enter here, 5 handles would take us perfectly to this high. So I don't mind that actually. If we close above this fair value gap, we'll try to use it. Oh my. We did close above it, so we'll try to use that. Get an early entry this morning. This would become our new buy side partial. We'll see if we get tapped in here or not. A little higher risk, right? I like the idea. We've kind of broken some shorter term swing points and we've gotten above the fair value gap. This right here, though, is going to cause an issue for us. Not necessarily an issue, but let's say that we're offsides, we're bearish. We get held from this fair value gap paired with new week opening gap. So because we're long here, what we'd want to see is we can hesitate here, but we'd want to see price really just kind of blast right through this, right? Displace through it, close above, and then reach for that buy side we have here. And then ultimately, right down the line, if we want to get this high. Execution. So there's the high of it. Wouldn't want to see a rejection from here. To want to see us get through that. At least close above consequent encroachment. What? Oh, I was like, we're not in replay mode. That's weird. We try to partial here if we can get there. This becomes our entry point. Yeah, we don't like that. Right, as we said, that's not what we'd want to see at all. New week opening gap, bearish fair value gap. We have a 15-minute volume imbalance here as well. And that's actually what we're getting back underneath right now. So that's actually not looking too hot off rip right away with this entry. All right, 15-minute volume imbalance here. I want us to get above that. Right, because that's aligned with our fair value gap where we enter. So if we start getting back underneath this, I think we actually would be in trouble here, and we may want to revisit this low. So second try now, after we've hit the high of this, as we often speak, after repricing into it and closing back below, this would be balanced. So for us to feel comfortable, if we can get back above consequent encroachment, more than likely we should be able to accelerate. Now that we're retesting this, if we fail to get to consequent encroachment, right, and we keep wicking like this and closing underneath, more than likely we get retraced on here. So just paying attention to that. Not much we can do besides watch, but it's just nice to kind of understand what we're looking for and how we can kind of anticipate what price will continue to do. Yeah, twice now. We've closed above the 5-minute volume imbalance, which is good. Here. So we can use that, but I want us to get this 15. We still got about 7 minutes till that happens. So we may consolidate until then. Ideally, we just go. Second test at consequent encroachment. This is really where we should see, right, either the rejection or closure above, leading to continued expansion into potentially, oh yeah, we don't like that. We don't like that. Holding consequent encroachment. Love talking. RT8. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, just another little PD array to kind of support our idea. So hopefully, right, we don't want to see that. As we said, support our idea. A third attempt at consequent encroachment. So we continue to reach for it, which is somewhat a positive, right? Because it's showing a willingness to try to get through it. But we need to close above that. And right, what Jay's talking about, for those that don't know, you go to regular trading hours, you could see the gap. So from here to here, right, midpoint's also that fair value gap, which is why we're being held. So if we can get through that, right, you see we're getting held right at that consequent encroachment area. So ideally, we get a closure above that. Because if we continue to hold, we either get stuck in the range, or as we continue to say, we get retraced on, we get stopped out. I do like the fact that we've already cleared yesterday's low a few times. So that should protect us if we are on sides. Big if though, right? All dependent on order flow. Dollar is kind of consolidating as well, so not too much movement to kind of help us with that. NQ retracing, holding from the same fair value gap. NQ is actually able to close above and then we get below, so I don't like seeing that, to be honest. Dollar playing around new day opening gap as well, so I'd want to see dollar attack a low again, not hold this and rally, because then obviously we go lower here in ES. But at this point, not much to do but wait. Once you're in the trade, you could relax. First closure above, good sign. Now we want to see price expand. Right now that we've closed above it, we don't want to see continued hesitation at new week opening gap. We want to see expansion through that. Fortunately, get us a partial. We're really paying attention to consequent encroachment now of new week opening gap. So we'll pull up the anatomy of it. We're at the 4 different levels we really look for. There's consequent encroachment there. Best case scenario, we close above the actual fair value gap and continue to push. Nice. Okay. So I like that. Should be able to continue to push now. Using this as an inversion. We'll cut some risk. At this point, if we return into previous day low, we're offsides anyways. So we can go ahead and, as we said, cut that risk. And then 5 handles aligns perfectly with this partial as we mentioned. So we'll look for that. We can clear this for now. Keep going for real. Keep on going. Dollar still consolidating, so not too much action. Ooh, NQ doesn't clear the high, so pretty large SMT here. And we're holding right at consequent encroachment, so we don't like that much. Matter of fact, if we close back underneath this fair value gap as an inversion, I might just cut some more risk and close one of the contracts in profit though. Right, consolidating market, quick to preserve capital if the conditions are choppy. Right, quick look at NQ. Dollar still trying to rally. So we're finding support there. I don't like that. Well, at the same time, NQ failed to run the high. Huge move lower. So if we start to rally here in the dollar, yeah, just not a fan of that price action too much. We've closed underneath consequent encroachment. I'm going to actually close one right there. I don't know why it says I'm in replay mode when we're not. But yeah, cutting more risk here just because, right, we're showing things that we don't want to see. So we've created SMT. As we said, we held at consequent encroachment of this new week opening gap, which is also a volume imbalance. So we don't like seeing that. Because if we continue to consolidate, right, we're just going to leave these highs in place. So we want to see really this volume imbalance hold. Lower than that, we might just close fully. Because more than likely, if we're closing underneath that, we'll be offsides. That's what I'm saying, right? The replay mode trades. I'm just hacking out here. That should be crazy. Ooh, we close under that. See, so I might even close another one here. We close one more as we hit that. I don't know why it's doing that though. Right, an area that would hold us, we partial. Because I'm not trying to fight for profits that are unnecessary. So two contracts. We'll still look to partial out one here. Jesus. Jesus. Oh my goodness, what is going on? We done fucked up. My mic done gave way, fellas. Hold up. God damn. All right, we're back. Okay. Oh no. Where we at price wise? Okay, we're holding still. I like that. To be honest, I mean, so now if we get back above this, so if we reclaim this as an inversion, we create the inversion, we reclaim it, bearish. If we can now establish that as a potential inversion again, stop loss goes under this low right here. Because we don't want to see any lower than the volume imbalance, so we've repriced into it. If we retake basically an old premium, wouldn't want to see that give way, especially because we've already closed above it once. So just waiting for that now. NQ, yeah, NQ can get low. I just saw that. Good point. A lot of highs being left behind. So what I think we'll have to do here is, I think we just might adjust our targets. We might just go full closure at this partial area. That's what we're gonna do. because dollar is still continuing to rally. So I just don't like that. All right, quick look at the dollar. We find support, just like we're saying we don't want to see, and we've accelerated. That's displacement. So if we're going to run up at the same time, I think this may be manipulation here. And Q, just a little off, yeah, a little out of sync. So we'll kind of adjust, right? Low hanging fruit targets. We've created a volume imbalance here. We can really go stop here now. I want to see if we hold this though. If we can hold this at least once, we're showing that we're going to try to hold it, then we'll move to stop. If we go right through it immediately, that's just not a good sign, especially because we're still holding this fair value gap here. So we're just not a big fan of, yeah. As we mentioned, consolidation signatures are becoming present, which we kind of expect to see because we don't have any news today. Or yesterday, so a little less volume. See if the body can't hold up there. Yeah, we don't like that in the slightest. We'll give it one candle chance to get above. Dollar is taking off right now, so we're all moving up at the same time. That's interesting. Don't know how we feel about that. There we go. Let's get some animated movement. Let's close above this consequent encroachment here. So that doesn't become partial, that just becomes our buy side target. And we'd want to see that be hit. Yeah, that thing is holding us aggressively. Close above, still no close above. We cut risk a little bit again. Because in reality, like we're saying, the volume imbalance plus fair value gap here, the original inversion where we entered, I don't want to see us get any lower than that, to be honest. So we could probably even go, we'll leave it here for now. NQ just took the high, so SMT now, so we don't like that. SMT while dollar holding midnight open. Yeah, this is all... We're already in, we're going to commit to this at this point. Because they're not necessarily moving in sync. But the other two are showing us, right? If we can continue to push, that's good. I just don't like what the dollar's up to. Right, dollar's showing pretty bullish signs here. Breaker block plus fair value gap. So if NQ can continue to run, we should be good here. But that consequent encroachment, man, look at that. 1, 2, 3, perfect touches of it. Here, body's unwilling, so you can really see how we're getting held by that. If we close above it, we should have a free ride into at least this high right here. But for our 5 handles, we need these equal highs here, which I kind of like that, right? Because look to the left a little bit more. Even though it's small, it's still there. An untapped fair value gap perfectly aligned with it. So now we have liquidity matched with an inefficiency. That's what we like to see. It's just a matter of getting there now. Still yet to close above. Hard to see this stuff and be like, right? Undeniable proof of an algo in my mind. Too precise to call it random. If we look inside of this, okay, we're getting held between the high of this fair value gap and actually the low of the new week opening gap. I don't know if y'all could see that. We'll move this. So the low is starting to hold the new week opening gap, which we would want to see. The high is being held at the fair value gap. If we can get above and close even above this fair value gap now, we should be able to release. Right, so you can really see where we're getting squeezed here. And consequent encroachment is still paired with the volume imbalance. And right, not only is it this bearish, but it's actually this original bearish as well. So old premium paired with the newest premium while we're getting held. Closure above, like I mentioned, should allow us to release. Yeah, we don't like that, brother. Especially because NQ, as we said, SMT, dollar retracing. Yeah, see, so like in this case, right, the BPR, we don't really pay much attention to because we've already spent so much time in here, if that makes sense. When we really use the BPRs, we expect them to react quickly. So, right, if we saw a bearish fair value gap overtaken by a bullish in the same area, BPR should tap and run. But because if we look at this range we're in from really this high to this low, right, we've already come down and back up. We've come down and up. We've come down, we've come back up. Down, up, down, up. So everything in here is already balanced. So the idea of that 1 minute BPR won't really hold too much weight because we're already inside of a balanced price range. Which is why at this point, right, we're saying we really just have to commit to the idea. Because we've already balanced everything, right? There's zero inefficiencies really within this leg anymore, bearish or bullish. So it's just a matter of what does the macro want to do? What is order flow truly reaching for? I think it wants the buy side because we've already taken sell side. So that's what we commit to there. Yet to see though, still cannot get above this fair value gap. And at this point, yeah, we're just going to go stop below this fair value gap here. So basically break even because at this point, we're just going to let it rock. So if we get stopped, oh well, minuscule stop out. We've already closed a few of them slightly in profit. So we'll take a little bit of a smaller TP, but now we're in a low risk trade. So we can kind of let price play out without too much worry. Classic no news delivery right here. Fickle, slow, a lot of give and take. But we trust. All right, 15th time trying to get above. Let's see. Absolute brick wall we're hitting. Either one of two things happen. We close above this, that allows us to run. Or we close above it, that's a manipulation move, and we immediately retrace hard on ourselves. Right, so either way, we should get a pretty good indication here soon of if we're right or wrong. Finally close above. So right, we would want to see that hold and just move. Or if this is manipulation, right, we're going to run these highs and we should immediately snap back to clear out these equal lows. So either way, we should see some type of action here shortly. Right, we've been in at half an hour and we've moved 3 handles in half an hour. Brutal. Which is why we really want to see, right? It's after 9:30 now, so 10 o'clock. And it's tough because every time we try to make a move higher, right, dollar also pumps. So we're moving really in sync here, right? Look at NQ, trying to get higher. ES, obviously, we want to see get higher, but at the same time, the dollar continues to pump. So we don't like that at all. We'd want to see dollar absolutely run out lows, which maybe we're kind of establishing liquidity. We're getting held here. Dollar's running higher to then wipe out sell side, which would accelerate us. That's kind of what we would hope to see here. At this point, don't want to see anything less than this so we can really go break even here. Even though we haven't partialed or anything, we're spending so much time here, I just don't want to really have any risk anymore. And the fact that we've closed above this and established an inversion means I'm comfortable putting us at break even. And we're looking for these equal highs to get us out here. We're starting to move pretty aggressively. I might go... We're gonna leave a runner actually. So we're gonna close one there. I'm gonna fully close my actual position though, right? I'm still in the actual position here. Same entry. I'm gonna close it fully at these highs, low hanging fruit with a no news day. But because we're here in here paper, and we just want to see if we can't continue to run, we'll leave one to run. So I'm just gonna manually close once we get here, or we'll just go like this. So one. And we'll put it right there. With the understanding, however, that we're going to close fully once we can run through that high. I'd be weak right there if we just held. And then the final one, I like midnight. We don't even need to get up into these equal highs, to be honest. So dollar's starting to retrace on itself like we wanted to see, right? All that sell side trend line liquidity we want to see get wiped, which would accelerate us in the dollar. Okay, here we go. We'll take that little partial. Still not out of my actual position. Should probably close it. Oh, now it's too late. Uh-oh, now I'm greedy. It's whatever though. We're break even, so if we retrace on ourselves at break even, we'll eat it. But we're looking for just one tick above these equal highs now. And to be completely honest, right, we should not get below... Oh my. There it is. This low. Third tap of that. Okay. I'm just going to manually close next time we hit that. Because I've yet to get taken out. So we don't need to fight for one tick. No, no, no. Now that we just get stopped. Your trading view? Yeah, I don't know. It might be a trading view then. A little glitch for some reason today. All right, let's get out. Ay. Chill out, price. What y'all doing here? Don't be playing. Crazy. We got new week opening gap though, so first time we came into it, right, we can hold that. So not too worried. If we get under consequent encroachment, now I'd be a little bit worried. But as of now, simply a small retracement into a discount, which should be followed by an expansion to clear out the equal highs that we've created here. 830 holding us, not a fan. Want to get above back 830. I know. See, now the dollar is taking out lows, but ES is going lower. So we're not liking the delivery at all. And NQ is about to take out a low. Let's get above this 830 here. So we've hit this now. Wouldn't want to see any lower. As I said, we'll just close here manually. We should run through these highs now that we've hit the volume imbalance. And we're out right there. Cool. So now I'm out, manually closed. We'll leave one more for midnight. But after this, we'll call it a morning. So basically, once we get stopped or once we get to midnight, we'll be content with that on a day with no news. Profits have been secured in the actual account. So good day. Now we just got to watch. And right, look at the precision. This is what we say. Premiums that hold us, we expect to act as support. So it's held this, right, over and over and over and over again. Once we get above it, we trade into it. We expect that to act as support perfectly. Right, same thing with the fair value gap. As soon as we close above it here, we should now switch to using it as a discount. We do. Bodies tell the perfect story. Beautiful. Now we have equal highs here, so we should, in reality, now that we've hit this volume imbalance, we shouldn't want to get any lower than this down close candle prior to running out these equal highs. We could run out these equal highs and then retrace. But I would say before we do, right, we shouldn't break this low prior to this high getting ran. Beauty. So now we can retrace back on ourselves if we want to. But really, that's all we're looking for there. So now we'll try to get out at midnight. I mean, look at that. Even then, right? New day opening gap, perfect. Now I'm pissed because this probably will be a swing high and we didn't get the swing high exit, brother. We didn't even get the swing low today. Sloppy trading. No swing low, no swing high. Unacceptable. Hey, do any of y'all keep up with rap beef? I meant to ask y'all last week and I forgot. Any hip hop fans in the chat? I've been asking everyone their opinions on the K Dot and Drake beef. Nah, all right, fair enough. No hip hop stands. Sounds like I'm by myself. And right, this is why I closed fully here at this high. Because with how we're moving, everything is high resistance, right? This is a classic high resistance liquidity run. So as we hit an area, a very specific area in price that has multiple premiums, we're getting out there. Right? Multiple premiums, equal highs. New day opening gap. New day opening gap here as well. 1 minute volume imbalance. Right? 5 minute fair value gap. So all these premiums are in this one area, which means it's going to be an extremely high resistance area. So we just close. And as we said, at this point, we either get fully out or we retrace to get stopped in profit. Matter of fact, really, 830 level, 1, new week opening gap, 2, down close candle, 3. This swing low that's right here at consequent encroachment should not be breached if we're going to want to continue to run, so we could even go more in profit. So in a way, it's almost as if, right, we're using our stop loss as a partialing mechanic. Since we can't partial with only one contract left, we can use the stop loss to secure us profits as price continues to move in our direction. And now, especially with right NQ kind of retracing and the dollar sold off pretty aggressively. So that's why we got a huge spike in ES. But they're just not moving. I mean, it's not a good day to kind of rely on the other instruments, to be honest. Right, much more a day where you just commit to the idea and you hold on to it, as you guys saw. Because now, let's say we look at the dollar, right? Dollar's going lower, but we're going lower here. As we went higher, dollar went higher. So we're kind of just all over the place. And NQ really just kind of choppy. Which is why we'll be content to wrapping it up once we get stopped or taken out. Same idea applies though, right? We don't want to see consequent encroachment give way now that we've got above the new week opening gap. So here, as it was holding us, we didn't like seeing that. We get through it, right? We break through the consequent encroachment. Now we don't want to see it breached any lower. I only care about Furu. What the hell is a Furu? I know a guru. Fake guru. Duh. I just had to think. Stupid question. Answered my own question. The Furu. The fake gurus. That shit is comedy. Oh, you're talking about like trading beef, huh? Yeah, okay. I've seen a few of that. That shit is entertaining. I've thought like, I feel like I could have, like if I was like a, I don't even know what the word is. I just don't like drama, right? I don't like attention, to be honest. Because I feel like so many of those guys do that to just, right, get eyes on them. Sell their courses, sell their discords. They say, I'm the best. What really cracks me up is like when they say that they've created something, or right, they have a secret, not even a secret, but like a personal model that's just like ICT, but in a different way. Well, it's like, brother, that's just an ICT concept that you're trying to rename for yourself. When I succeed, facts. That's how it should be. Because I guess I'm kind of a hypocrite because I have my own Discord, but I would say I'm much less of like an influencer type than the other people are, if that makes sense. We just show up, we do our work, and we move on. Yeah, this man Brisket will have his own brisket academy. How to make the perfect brisket. Facts. The brisket cookbook, the brisket book, that should be fire. All right, let's clear all this up. Let's get a little cleaner chart to look at. Short-term low. All right, what's this all really playing off? The short-term low. We'll put the key plays, key highlights. Right, the short-term low followed by the market structure shift, which then allowed us to enter. We then partial at the bearish fair value gap, but now we're holding the volume imbalance. And I mean, even in ugly days, right, it's still nice to see because I would say even you see it more in choppier days, the precision, right, or more the signatures of the algorithm is what I'll say. Right, because it's going to show multiple times how it respects levels, right, multiple taps of specific levels. So like now to me, as we said, we held this candle. We then cleared the high. After clearing the high, we said we can run back on this candle, which we did. Still holding the original down close, however. And now after clearing the short-term low, we've engineered a new discount. So as we follow price, right, this low here should not be broken prior to us clearing now this high. So you can see how we really just follow price, right? It's showing us what it wants to do, what it should do. And that's the beauty of understanding what it's trying to do. Because like to me now, if I was to see price run back and clear out this low, I don't think we come from midnight until the afternoon. A little bit here and there. Facts, right? That's a good way to put it. Because like when I was in AZ, I'd obviously golf almost every day after we'd stream. And it'd be the same question every time. What do you do that you can be out here every day? And I would tell them, oh, I day trade. And it was either one or two things. One would be, oh, isn't that risky? Isn't that like gambling? The amount of times I heard that. And I'll just chuckle and I'll say, it could be if you're not really familiar with what you're looking for. Right? People don't understand. And it's either that or, oh, you must be rich. Which I'm like, nah. Right. I do good enough to have freedom. Which all that really matters. Freedom of time. The freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it. That's really all that matters. Honestly, yeah, if I was you, I wouldn't say I did. Just say you, I don't even know what you would say though. I just say that because at this point, I'm content with that. No, I'm pissed. Yeah, that'll shut the conversation down real quick. He said the film industry. I say I'm a live streamer sometimes. If I don't feel like saying I'm day trading. Yeah, just live stream. Then you don't get as many questions. Let's watch it. Hey, bet. Okay. Yeah, I'm on my about 18th run of Avatar right now. Once I finish that, we'll get something new. I'm in finance. That's a good one, Mr. Weeby. But then even then, that begs more questions. What do you do? And I'm like, what do you mean? How long? Or like another thing people ask all the time is like, what was my degree in? Oh, did you go to school? Did you major in finance? It's like, nah. No need for all that. Fallout. Okay. I have heard Fallout by multiple people, so that's one I'll have to for sure peep. One season 2 should be an easy watch. Today we got stream today. We got stream tomorrow. We got stream Thursday. We got nothing Friday. I don't think. Probably nothing Friday. Let's see. Consumer sentiment. Yeah, maybe we go Friday. Maybe we start doing Fridays every now and then. Like twice a month or something. Next 3 days for sure, though. I'll let you guys know on Thursday how we feeling for Friday. Today was good, right? If tomorrow and Thursday end up being good as well, then we'll just take Friday off so we don't even give us the chance to give back profits. Let's say we're kind of break even the rest of the week. We might give Friday a shot. Right, so as I said, really at this point, I'll go stop here because if we get below this, I don't want to be in. And we're trying to get out of here anyway, so this becomes no buy side now. I still will go midnight. I like the idea of midnight getting tapped. We don't really care about this external range up here, so we'll focus in on this small window of price. Sounds good, brother. Take care, Jay. Be back tomorrow, same time, 9:25. Bamba, la 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 la. Oh boy. Back to consolidation. Right, so you can really see high resistance all the way around. Same way we saw it here. Expecting the same thing here. Which means really we're just going to go here like this. Right, we don't need to fight for what? An extra handle. We understand that's going to be a good area to reach for, but we're just trying to get out at this point. So low hanging fruit, buy side. Stop loss pretty much halfway in profit. So at this point, we'll leave it where it is. We either go stop or TP. Hey. Question, okay. When the market is in this kind of condition, is it worth it to endure all that for 5 points? I mean, let it run for bigger targets. So you're saying, shouldn't we let it... Wait, let me see. So then you're asking, is it better to let it run rather than to just target five handles? To me, I say no, personally. Because let's say that, I guess I say that because there's no guarantee that price is going to run to the targets we expect to see. Right, if that makes sense. So like in here, where we get long, sure it would have been nice to target this high. And price might get there. But one thing that I've kind of got comfortable with is, as I say, just being content with enough. So sure, it'd be nice to hold this trade the entire time and for it to get up into this. But to be completely honest, right, a lot of people just don't have that mental capacity. The mental capital, we'll say, to sit in a trade that long. Like if you're in here and you're seeing it go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's going to be a lot of mental capital you're draining. And for me, that's why I really do what I do here, is aim for low-hanging fruit. Because I understand that, okay, we're in shitty conditions. I'm just going to take what the market can give me. And I'm not trying to push the edge to get more profits when I understand that there's always going to be another setup, right? We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to come back the next day. We're going to come back next week. So I'd rather go with the base hit, come back the next day, than try to aim for the home run and potentially whiff on that. Or the crystal ball, I know I sold for small profit. Yeah, exactly. And right, Mike, what you can do is kind of like we're doing here. Let's say that you think it is going to get there. You should just take profits. That way you've already secured yourself some. And now, right, like at this point, if I was still in the trade fully, I would just put my TP up here. Because we've already secured most of it. Our stop loss is in a place that's acting as a partial. So if we get stopped, that's still profit. So now it really doesn't hurt to leave that runner on in case we do meet the extreme of what we're reaching for. But I would never leave like the majority of the position on. I would always close most of it and then leave a runner for the last little bit. You wouldn't wind the stop? No, never that. I'm never someone to increase the risk. Right, so I would never do that. Nothing, I guess, you can do what you want, of course. Right, there's more than one way to trade. Just for me personally, I don't ever like adding risk when I'm already in a position. Right, if I'm moving my stop, it's always to mitigate risk, never to add more. When we have a market structure shift, when do I expect price to retrace into a breaker or OTE? Wait, when do you expect price? Okay, so I guess the answer of that one would be, what did price do prior to it? So it's kind of going to be a hard one because it's more of a caveat. But let's say, like in this situation here, okay, we had used this fair value gap bearish, and then we had consolidated quite a bit. We run into it 2 times. We close above it. And you can just see in here, right, price is really not in a hurry to move in either direction. So when we close above this fair value gap, I would expect multiple taps as we saw here. Let's say we had something to where like we had created this fair value gap. We hold once, we clear this low, and then we displace quickly right through this high without any of this chop. That's kind of a situation where I wouldn't expect a deeper retracement because price is showing a willingness to move basically in a hurry, if that makes sense. So it really kind of relies on, right, the speed at which price is moving at the time. Right near our high, so we should get out. We're going to go here. And yeah, that's a lot more advanced stuff there, anti-retail, right? Which will, once you spend time in front of the market, you'll get more familiar with, right, when we can expect deeper retracements versus when we wouldn't really expect that. Or like another way kind of to tell is if we have multiple fair value gaps in a single leg, we wouldn't expect a deeper retracement. Right, so like in this same leg here, let's even say that we created like 1, 2, 3 fair value gaps as we passed through this high, we wouldn't expect a deeper retracement. But because we don't have any inefficiencies, this is why we kind of expect, right, a lot of give and take in here because we haven't established quick order flow at all. There's our buy side, so we do get our high. We'll see if we get midnight just as a little treat on top. Usually after it hits 1.5 standard deviation on the manipulation, like, usually when it hits, I mean, that's a good way to put it, right? If you're kind of like the systematic ideas, after a certain kind of range, it should retrace, but I kind of rely more purely on just what the candles are doing, right? I really rely on the candlesticks themselves. I'll try to be a little better at kind of explaining that, right, when we get examples anti, because it'll be easier to see like live examples of it. Boom, there's the midnight. Beautiful. All right, well, we're content with that, right? Midnight delivery. We may actually get all the way up here, to be honest. Just high resistance. but I'm fine not being in there. We are content with what we had today. Hey, take care, decent. When price is in a hurry, yeah, definitely, right? That's a part of it too. So time of day, where we are in relative to the range, right? The candlestick speed itself, a lot of things that can go into it. Just trying to debate. Nah, 10:30. Yeah, we're good. We'll wrap it up here if there's no more questions. Little recap, right? We wanted to see bullishness. We spoke about that early on. What we were looking for a run in this low, followed by a bullish signature. We got that exactly, so we had no hesitation to enter. Right? We clear the short-term low inside of a 1 hour fair value gap. That's also inside of a 4 hour fair value gap. That's also right near previous day low. Right? So all these discounts is why we were expecting a reversal from here. We just needed to confirm it. That confirmation comes once we close above the original bearish fair value gap that was holding us here. Right? This holds us to clear out that low. We then look for that to get inverted before going long. It gets inverted here. We go long immediately on consequent encroachment. Stop loss underneath this candle because we're under previous day low as well. And then from there, as we said, just got to commit to the idea because more than likely high resistance scenario, right? Consolidation, but eventually we get into our partial and then our final exit here at new day opening gap. We think that we'll probably get into these equal highs, right? That was our final target, but as we said, we're content with enough. If we get up here, that's just a little cherry on top to understand that our bias and our targeting is correct, right? And we know what we're looking for. You'll see how we use certain areas. So as we state, right, when we create this bearish fair value gap, as we create this, once we get above it, we would expect it to act as an inversion because it held us so many times. We get above it, immediately gets used as an inversion. We then get above new week opening gap. We wouldn't expect to see any lower than that, right? We create the intermediate swing point. And then from there, we actually do get a nice little low resistance liquidity run at the moment. And we're actually going to go ahead and wait because we should clear these highs. So once we clear that high, we should be good to go. Right, we get above midnight, so just looking for that continuation. You can't see, that's what happens when you're gone. That's when price moves for fun. Oh. And another reason, Mike, if you are still here anyways, another reason that I don't necessarily like to hold in these type of conditions is because I'm just impatient. So that's once more of a personal flaw, to be honest, but I accept it and I own it. And I really think like, okay, from where I exited to here, if I would have held that trade, that would have been an extra $250. And to me, that's just not really worth the mental drain. Which early on it might have, right, where I would have tried to hold for this and squeeze it out as much as I can. But now that I understand that I can really do this every day, I could find a setup. I'd much rather just get out where I'm comfortable. And then, as we said, try to come back and get another trade tomorrow. And for me, like, once we clear this, I'm not feeling upset or anything that I closed. If anything, I'm just, I wouldn't say happy, but right, content that my bias and my targets are still on point. Oh, yeah, and we hit that, and now we accelerate. So we may actually come for these highs too. Oh, we do. Beauty. Cool. So I'd watch, hold up real quick. If we're going to accelerate this high right here, this whole fair value gap becomes target. Oh, and we hit that. Hell yeah, cool. Shadow go, yeah, when I go bathroom, that shit always moves. It knows. Beauty. All right, now we're content here. At this point, if we want to run, we could run. But good day, good day. Let's go back to 15. Let's get a little macro perspective real quick. I don't know what this is for. What's this for? Daily? Must not need it. All right, 1 hour since short term low cleared, we hold the 1 hour discount. We're actually hitting the 1 hour premium. So what I'll watch is I'll watch how we react here, and then coming into tomorrow, if we're above it, I'll look for these highs. If we hold here, I would just really look for consolidation to continue, but right, kind of a seek and destroy. But I like that we held, right? We're holding the important discounts. So the fair value gap that gets created as we leave this 4 hour for the first time, that's what holds us, paired that with the sell side as we spoke of. Now that we're hitting the premium, we'll really just have to see, because we may run into something to where we kind of just play around within this range to close out the week. But let's say we get above it, I would then expect us to maybe retrace and then use that as an inversion to target these highs. So those are two situations going forward. At this time, we just kind of got to wait and see what price does here at this 1 hour fair value gap. So we'll leave you guys with that for today. Hope you guys found it helpful. We'll be back here tomorrow at, I believe, 9:25. Let's see, Wednesday. Yeah, so we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 9:25 Eastern, same time as today. And we'll see if we can have another successful morning. Until then, have a good day, everybody. Take care, be safe, and we will talk tomorrow morning. Hey, and good shit, Brisket, good shit. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.